Princess Elizabeth lived a life of luxury, silks, jewels, and endless balls, yet she yearned for more: authenticity, freedom, a life outside the castle walls. John, a humble woodcutter, knew only the simplicity of the forest, hard work, fresh air, and the quiet solitude of nature. He was content, but harbored dreams of a life less ordinary. Their worlds, polar opposites, destined to collide. The annual hunt was a grand event, eagerly anticipated by the nobles each year. It was a time for them to showcase their skills, revel in the thrill of the chase, and enjoy the camaraderie of their peers. A spectacle for the nobles, the hunt was more than just a sport. It was a display of power, wealth, and status. The forest echoed with the sounds of horns and hounds, the air thick with excitement and anticipation. Elizabeth, a young noblewoman, found herself bored with the pomp and ceremony. She wandered off, drawn to the untamed beauty of the forest. The trees whispered secrets, and the dappled sunlight danced on the forest floor, creating a serene and enchanting atmosphere. But danger lurked in the shadows. Bandits, driven by greed and desperation, hid among the trees, waiting for an unsuspecting victim. Their eyes gleamed with malice as they spotted Elizabeth, alone and vulnerable. They ambushed the princess, their greed overcoming their senses. Elizabeth struggled, her heart pounding with fear. She tried to scream, but her voice was lost in the chaos. The bandits' rough hands grabbed her, their intentions clear and sinister. Elizabeth's life flashed before her eyes. Memories of her family, her home, and her dreams filled her mind. All hope seemed lost. Just as despair threatened to consume her, a blur of motion caught her eye. John, a rugged woodcutter known for his strength and bravery, intervened. He had been nearby chopping wood when he heard the commotion. Without a second thought, he rushed to Elizabeth's aid, his axe ready for battle. His axe, a whirlwind of steel, cut through the air with deadly precision. The bandits, overwhelmed by his ferocity, fled in terror. John's presence was like a force of nature, unstoppable and unyielding. Elizabeth, shaken but alive, found her savior in the rugged woodcutter. She thanked him, her voice trembling with gratitude. John, humble and kind, assured her that she was safe now. In that moment, a bond was formed, one that would change their lives forever. Together, they walked back to the hunting grounds, the forest, now a place of both danger and salvation. Elizabeth knew that her life would never be the same, and as she glanced at John, she felt a spark of something new and unexpected. A fateful encounter indeed. John brought Elizabeth back to the castle. He was hailed a hero. The king, grateful, showered him with rewards. Elizabeth, however, offered him something far more precious, her heart. Their bond deepened. Stolen moments in moonlit gardens, shared laughter echoing through the forest. Their love, forbidden yet unstoppable, blossomed. The whispers started. The princess and the woodcutter, a scandal in its infancy. Their happiness, however, drowned out the noise. For a while, the Duke, Elizabeth's cousin, power-hungry and envious, saw John as a threat. His claim to the throne, dependent on Elizabeth's hand, was slipping away. He plotted. Rumors were spread. John was painted as a gold digger. Scandals were fabricated. Bribes were offered to tarnish John's name. The court, easily swayed, began to doubt. Elizabeth, however, remained resolute. She trusted John, her love unwavering. But their idyllic bubble was about to burst. The king was found dead, murdered. The weapon, John's axe. The evidence, planted, circumstantial yet damning. John, framed, was arrested. The Duke, feigning sorrow, seized control. Elizabeth, devastated, refused to believe it. She knew in her heart John was innocent. The trial commenced, a spectacle of injustice. The Duke, pulling the strings, ensured John's conviction. Elizabeth, desperate, knew she had to act fast. Elizabeth, defying her confinement, investigated. She moved silently through the shadows, her heart pounding in her chest. The night was her ally, cloaking her movements as she navigated the dark corridors of the Duke's estate. Every step was a risk, but she was driven by a purpose greater than her fear. She had to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. She uncovered the Duke's plot. Hidden within the folds of an old book, she found a letter that detailed his treacherous plans. The words on the parchment were damning, revealing a conspiracy that threatened not only her beloved John, but the entire kingdom. Her hands trembled as she read, but her resolve only grew stronger. She knew she had to act quickly. A desperate search for proof, a race against time to save the man she loved. Time was running out. John's execution drew near. The sands in the hourglass were slipping away. each grain a reminder of the urgency of her mission. She scoured every document, every hidden corner, hoping to find the evidence that would exonerate him. The night was long, but her determination was unwavering. Elizabeth, her spirit unbroken, refused to give up hope. She knew that the truth was out there, waiting to be discovered. Her love for John gave her strength, and her belief in justice fueled her resolve. She would not let the Duke's machinations go unchallenged. She would fight for what was right, no matter the odds. She had to expose the truth. With the incriminating letter in hand, she knew she had a powerful weapon, but she needed more. She needed irrefutable proof that would leave no doubt in anyone's mind. She gathered every piece of evidence she could find, piecing together the puzzle that would reveal the Duke's treachery. The final piece of the puzzle fell into place. In a moment of clarity, Elizabeth realized how everything connected. The Duke's greed, his ambition, his willingness to sacrifice innocent lives for his gain. It all made sense now. She had the complete picture, and with it, the power to bring him down. A witness, bribed by the Duke, revealed everything. Elizabeth had her proof. The witness's testimony was the final nail in the coffin. With his confession, the Duke's plot was laid bare for all to see. Elizabeth felt a surge of triumph, but also a pang of uncertainty. She had the evidence, but would it be enough to save John? But would it be enough? The weight of the question hung heavy in the air. Elizabeth knew that the truth was on her side, but she also knew that the Duke was powerful and cunning. She had come so far, but the final battle was yet to be fought. She steeled herself for what lay ahead, determined to see justice served, no matter the cost. Elizabeth, armed with the truth, stormed the execution grounds. The crowd gasped, their faces a mix of shock and curiosity. The Duke, who had orchestrated this cruel fate, panicked, his confident facade crumbling. The executioner, sensing the tension, hesitated, his grip on the axe faltering. A brave witness stepped forward, his voice steady as he testified against the Duke. The lies that had bound John unraveled like a poorly woven tapestry. With each word, the truth shone brighter, and the weight of deceit lifted. John, exonerated, was freed from the shackles that had unjustly held him. The crowd erupted in joyous celebration, their cheers echoing through the streets like a symphony of triumph. The air was filled with the sound of laughter and relief, a collective sigh of a community that had witnessed justice prevail. The triumph of love over deceit was not just a victory for John and Elizabeth, but for everyone who believed in truth and righteousness. The Duke, his treachery exposed for all to see, was led away in chains. His once proud and haughty demeanor was replaced with a look of utter defeat. The prison cell that awaited him was a stark contrast to the luxurious life he had led, a fitting end for a man who had thrived on lies and manipulation. Justice had been served, and the people could finally breathe easy, knowing that the source of their suffering was behind bars. John and Elizabeth, their bond stronger than ever, embraced joyfully. The fear and uncertainty that had once clouded their love were now distant memories. They held hands, their fingers intertwined, a symbol of their unbreakable connection. Their smiles were radiant, reflecting the relief and happiness that filled their hearts. They were finally free to love without fear, to build a future together that was grounded in truth and justice. Their story, a testament to the enduring power of love and justice, would be told for generations. As they walked hand in hand, the setting sun casting a golden glow around them, they knew that their love had not only survived, but had thrived in the face of adversity. They stood together, a symbol of unity and justice, their hearts filled with hope for the future. The triumph of love had not only freed them, but had also inspired a community to believe in the power of truth and the strength of the human spirit.